Hey, folks, welcome to Delaware Live Sports. Benny Mitchell here with Trey Mitchell. Sorry we missed last week, but all these new adjusted schedules, we just couldn't catch up with it with the Thursday night game. So we had to take a week off. We're back. We record this on a new night now because we want to be ahead of the game. So, Trey, here we are into week 3, but actually it's week 4 because there was a week 0, and here we are. So to this week, Trey, we're going to venture into some upstate games now that we're getting to see more and more of those teams. And with all this new district alignment and class alignment, so feel a little more comfortable. We get to see some teams we haven't seen in years past. So we're going to start off with the Thursday night kickoff at 5 o'clock. Cape Henlopen at Dover. This is our first look at a 3A District 2 game on Thursday night. Cape's offense has been playing well, except for the late turnovers the past 2 weeks. Dover has turned it around quick this year under new head coach. The Vikings always play well in the state capitol. Last year, with a winning season on the line, Cape walked away with a 28-16 victory over Dover. This is a game that would catch the Senators napping, I think. It has upset written all over it. But the 5 o'clock start is a concern for me. Cape will be leaving school before the school day is even over. It just won't be your usual game night routine. If it were Friday at 7, I would say Cape. This odd start on an odd day, I like the Senators. I'm taking Dover in this one.
Yeah, I think with Thursday night game, which Delaware's not really used to that. They've always played on Friday nights. Some play Saturday afternoons. I think definitely the advantage goes to the home team. Right, don't really have to change their routine up too much. Also, Cape, they've played some really good football, but 4 quarters of it has also been the issue. They've been, like you said, turn the ball over late. And I know, you'd like to see them clean it up. They have great athletes. They got some guys that can run the ball. They find their way to the end zone. They're a good team. But I like Dover in this one. I think they're putting it all together right now, and they're the favorites. I like them here.
It's not even a Thursday night game. This is a Thursday night dinner time game, really. So, how do you eat? It's just a weird time for them. Friday night kickoff, 7 o'clock, Woodbridge and Sussex Tech. I don't know that these two schools have ever played. District opener for 2-0 Woodbridge with the Blue Raiders out to a 2-0 start. Sussex Tech, they bounced back from that week 1 loss, then dropped an intra-district game to Caraval last week. Home opener for the Ravens, but they had the wrong team coming in, and to expect a win to even up their record, I'm taking Woodbridge.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game, but I think Woodbridge will find a way and we'll get it done. We saw them about 2 weeks ago now, and they find ways to the end zone. They're just as tough as ever, even with a new head coach. They're just as tough as ever, and they're tough to beat, especially in that fourth quarter. I mean, I don't want to put Woodbridge in the fourth quarter, so I like Woodbridge.
Two straight fourth quarter comebacks in a row now for the Blue Raiders. Friday night kickoff, 7 o'clock, Seaford Blue Jays and the Polytech Panthers. Polytech got their first win in almost 2 years to the date last weekend. Seaford will be playing their first game in 3 weeks on Friday night, but I think that makes the Blue Jays tougher. I think when you're in a rebuilding season, that sometimes more reps may be better than a game. Seaford went up on the final week of last season and got the dub against Polytech, and they do it again Friday night. I'm taking Seaford.
Yeah, congrats to Polytech finally getting one in that dub column. And it's got to feel really good. But I agree. I like Seaford. They've won 1 or 2 games this year, I believe.
They won their only game.
Okay, they won their only game. So they're feeling good. A couple weeks off, like you said, a rebuild. I like Seaford in this one as well.
Friday night kickoff, 7:30. Another weird time. This is due to the referee shortage. Indian River Indians up at the Brandywine Bulldogs. Indian River comes in off a big win over Odessa in a game that I thought was going to be much closer. Brandywine is 0-2, but they're a good 0-2 football team. Their losses come to number 1 in Class A Laurel and number 1 in Class 2A Howard. Late start on a Friday night due to this referee shortage, which means a lot of standing around in Dagsboro after school's over to wait for the bus. I like the Bulldogs to get their first win here. I'm going Brandywine.
Yeah, I think it's just potential to be a pretty good game. I mean, both teams are, off to a slow start. But I like what you said about Brandywine. They've lost to, 2 really, really, really tough teams. So the 0-2 is kind of deceiving. I like Brandywine as well.
Friday night kickoff, 7 o'clock. Del Castle Cougars and the Lake Forest Spartans. Del Castle coming in with a pair of lopsided losses to start the season, and probably not the best opponent to be playing on the road in that type of condition. The Spartans come in after the big rivalry game win over Milford. There will be no battle for the bell hangover on Friday night. Lake Forest rolls this one and gets set for the wild ride in Class 2A, District 3. I'm taking Lake Forest.
I agree. I think Lake Forest is going to ride that momentum from Battle of the Bell, and they're going to just get another win this week.
Friday night kickoff, 7:30. First State Military Academy. The Bulldogs will be taking on the Odessa Ducks. Both teams coming in 0-2 with comparable scores, losing by 3-4 touchdowns in each game. What makes this game big is the Class A District 2 game, which means a win puts one of these two teams that much closer to their first ever state tournament berth. Odessa is only freshmen and sophomores this year, but I imagine a big crowd is going to be on hand, and I'm taking the upset here. Whack. The Ducks get it done. I'm going Odessa.
We're on the same wavelength there as well. I think the Ducks at home get their first win.
Saturday kickoff, 2:30. It's the Hodgson Silver Eagles and the William Penn Colonials, a former Flight A, Blue Hen Flight A game, now a AAA District 1 game. Homecoming for the Colonials after that big AAA win over Cape and Lopin. Hodgson's 0-2 with losses to defending state champion Sussex Central and upstart Dover. Don't count the Silver Eagles out in this game. The Colonials overcame 8 first-half penalties last week. You don't usually win games like that, but a 30-point explosion in the second half was the difference. I think William Penn has found their arsenal, and they have too many weapons. I'm going William Penn.
Yeah, I really liked what we saw at William Penn's offense. They can run the ball, they can throw the ball, and no matter what, they can get in the end zone when they need to, when they want to. So, coming off a big win over Cape and then going into homecoming, I like William Penn.
And our Friday night Downstate game of the week, kickoff at 7 o'clock. It's the Delmar Wildcats and the Milford Buccaneers. Delmar head coach Dave Hearn enters his 31st season with over 200 wins. So far this season, we've seen the Jekyll and Hyde version of the Wildcats. Mistake-ridden season opening loss on the road to Friends, and then a win over a Red Lion team where the Cats produced 5 turnovers. 6-year head coach Sean Strickland has his Bucks off to a fast start with 2 blowout wins against Maryland opponents. But then last week, Lake Forest came in and took the bell back to Felton. This game comes down to the linebackers. Can the Wildcats stop Aaron Sibbles, who has 10 touchdowns this season? Can Milford stop the two-headed monster of Jalen Warner and Trent Kemp from Delmar? Milford quarterback Sean Saxon, he has to be precise this week. Delmar had 4 interceptions against a pretty good red line passing attack last week. This game's going to be close. I see Sibbles breaking a long one at some point to give the Bucks a big and important intra-divisional win. I'm taking Milford at home.
I'm going to disagree with you this time, but I'm not going to with your pick this week. I think Delmar, after that tough loss to Friends, they had a big win last week. I think they've righted the ship. Milford had 2 big wins to start the season. I don't want to see them have the Battle of the Bell hangover. I want to see a great game. I think we will see a great game. I do agree. I think Silver's going to break off a long run, but I feel like Delmar's going to find a way to get the stop when they need it, get in the end zone when they need it. So I'm going to go Delmar.
So big games all over the state this weekend. There's your picks for me and Trey in week 3/4 by figuring in the 0, and wherever we're at, we're ready to go with 8 more games this week. We'll be at the Delmar and Milford game. I expect it to be a good one. Temperature's going to be a little lower. It's going to start feeling like football season this weekend. So, folks, from Benny Mitchell and Trey Mitchell, there's your picks. We'll see you at game time Friday night.